Hello and welcome back to Russ Plays Games. I'm Russ and I'm continuing my Let's Play of Chrono Trigger. When we last left off, we had found Frog. Came over here to 600 AD, found out a little bit more about Magus. They have been assaulting Zenan Bridge, which is up there in the top left-hand corner of the screen. And we came down here and found out that there had been a little boy named Tata, or Tata, whichever, I don't know how you pronounce that, I'm going to pronounce it Tata, who was supposedly the legendary hero. We saw Frog in the southern woods there, and he was not happy. The king was injured, and he was like, oh no, I can't do anything. So, it's up to us to try to track down the legendary sword of the Masamune. Gold. There we go. Now what you're going to want to do in this situation, we have two things, goblins and bellbirds. We're going to want to take out the bellbirds first, okay? So the goblins will go down fairly quickly, but these bellbirds can cast the chaos status ailment. So we will want to kill them as quickly as possible. So anytime you're in with these bellbirds, you want to kill them. Okay. Now this is the goblins that the guy was talking about before. When he was saying that, you know, it's like they have weapons. These ones do not have the weapons, so they're easy to take down. Okay. Now there's a little bit of a hidden area in here that I will take you to. That will have a couple of good items that we can get. Ah! And Chrono leveled up. Nice. This place is terrible. You best run away while you can. Okay, these are the guys that one guy was talking about. These are called Ogans. They are basically hammer-wielding goblins. Okay? But when you burn their weapons, they become normal goblins, and they take the normal damage. Unfortunately, Tata did not know that. I see that chest there? Well, it's very easy to get. All you have to do is walk back down here. Got one revive. Got one ether. You can come over here. He normally... Yep, there he is. Okay, I was going to say, normally you can talk to that guy, but... Forget, you have to initiate the fight. Okay, so we have a new enemy, the Freelancer. But remember, we have to get rid of this guy first. Freelancers have a little hammer or little lance there that they attack with, or like a little scimitar that they attack with, and they have about 110 hit points, so they're fairly easy to take down. And Luca leveled up. Nice. Alright. Okay. And again, you want to take out the Ogun first. Just like normal. Well, I mean, actually, you can take this guy out with a straight hit from Chrono. But what you want to do is, I just use Lucas Flame Toss because it does fire damage, and it only costs 1 MP, so it's actually fairly economical to use it during these fights. And there will be a lot of these fights up and down this mountain. It is horrendous. Alright, so found 500 gold. Alright, and you can fight this guy. Normally I just avoid him. Oh, wait a minute. Flame toss, and then we will just attack. And that took care of that. Alright. And it's always nice just when you're going through these places to gain experience points and to get various things. It's just easier that way for me, I find, because the levels that you gain will be levels that you absolutely need to have. There's a midi through there. Now, we won't be able to get that treasure chest up there until we go through this area. So we'll have to fight these guys, and we'll have to do a few other things to get there. And it's fairly easy. I mean, it's not that hard. And yeah, one revive. So what that outlaw did, or that guy did, he can equip it, but I'm not going to put it on him just yet. Okay. Alright. I lost my train of thought there. So basically what that guy did is he basically just woke this guy up. So like before, where that one threw the rock and it hit the Ogun and woke him up, he did kind of the same thing. He just spun over and he like spun around and whacked him with like the butt of his sword to wake him up, to say, hey, there's guys coming and they're about to kill you, you know. And so then he was waiting there for us to come so that we would so that he would be able to attack us. And in doing so, have us, have us get into a battle with them. So, one thing I do like about this game, again, with the graphics, like, because of the layers of the Super Nintendo, like, they were able to put down, like, shadows, so it looks like we're actually walking through a forest. There's, like, a canopy and everything, and it's really neat looking. Like, and that's what I mean about the graphics on this game are amazing for the time. Like, they did a really good job showcasing what the Super Nintendo could do, because a lot of people didn't know what the Super Nintendo could do. Now, if you stand in one place, that guy throws that rock at you, if it hits you, it actually does damage to you. Now, there's a thing that you can do later on in the game to get an item from that bird. And it involves frog. But I won't go into detail because it would kind of spoil a little bit of the plot, so I'm not going to worry about it. So, just suffice to say that we'll be coming back here later in the game, okay, and we will be getting something from that freelancer bird later, okay. And there's some 600 gold. Okay. One thing I do love in this game is the backgrounds, and that was one of the things that Square really got right in a lot of their games, was the backgrounds of, like different places, and just kind of how they did things. Just like how things actually worked in their favor. I mean, just look at that. It's beautiful. Okay, so again, flame toss, we're going to attack, and we're going to have her attack that guy. I probably should have used my ice attack, but that's okay. I killed him in one hit, but I wasn't really thinking. This is sections that you will find in Chrono Trigger that happen a lot. It kind of sucks. Like, you have this whole thing where it's like these guys kind of do like sections where you have to like auto battle people. So you can see where it changed from Ogun to Goblin when his weapon burned. That's to kind of let you know that he doesn't have a high physical defense anymore. So there will be sections like this in the game throughout, and I'll kind of point them out when we get to that point, because it's kind of annoying at times. But I mean, what can you do? It's kind of just how Square set up the game, and I mean, honestly, it really doesn't make much of a difference, but you just have to deal with it. Because sometimes it gets repetitive, because you're just fighting the same enemies over and over and over and over and over again. And so sometimes it's kind of like, really? And Marl gained a level up. That's good. Gonna need it. Okay, now, just like before, you're going to want to hit that bellbird as hard as possible. Let me see here, actually I'm going to attack that bellbird. Because again, we don't have anything that can cure outside of the heal item that can cure status ailments, and or that can prevent status ailments, which kind of blows. Okay, so now we've kind of come to this like plateau area, and you can kind of see that there's this thing that you can kind of come over here. Okay, this is what I was talking about. There's like a little bit of a hidden path here where you can get a silver stud. Now, what the silver stud does, let me organize here. What the silver stud does is it cuts your magic point use by 50%. Now, right now, that doesn't seem like a lot because a lot of my magic and tech, my tech things only cost like, 2 MP. So it would have it to 1 MP. Doesn't really do much for me. Same thing with like Marl. Hers are 1, 1, and 2. Luca 1, 1, 2. So it really doesn't do much to do anything for them. But there are some things later in the game. There are a lot of magic. There's a lot of magic spells that will actually help. And on successive playthroughs, you can pick up, because there's a New Game Plus feature in this, so it allows you to keep your levels and keep all of your items and stuff, and so you can carry those over, and so you can start, like on my DS version, I think I have Chrono with a gold stud, and I think I have Luca with a gold stud, and I have one of the other characters in the game has a silver stud, so that, it basically makes it so that, because I think the gold stud does 75%, so it's like the silver stud. Now that one that we got was the silver earring, and it ups your max HP by 25%. So for instance, if we go over here to Chrono and we go to the silver earring, okay, you'll notice that he's at 247 hit points maximum. When I go down to it, he's at 308. Okay, so I'm actually going to put that on him because we're coming up to a pretty hard boss fight. So that's kind of how that works. So now we can just kind of come down. So you can kind of see that you can run around in some of these areas. When I found that out, I was like, oh my gosh, I've missed some of this stuff. And all this does is it brings you right back to here. And since we've already been through this area, we don't have to fight all those fights again, which is nice. If we leave the area completely, we have to. So we're back here to this fight. So again, we'll take out that bellbird first. And we'll have them ice. We'll have her fire. And that's good. So yeah, one of the things about Chrono Trigger is that it has a lot of replayability. Even though the story is very linear, it still doesn't diminish over time. Like, oh, Marley learned Cure. So, we go over here to Tech. Marley learned Cure. So it's basically like, if you are familiar with Final Fantasy, Aura would be like your Cure, or your Cure 1 spell, and this would be the second level of Cure, or Cura, or Cure 2, depending on what version of Final Fantasy you've played before. Yeah, so where we're going to go is, there's like a little thing that's going to open up in here, but we have to kind of go through this first. Shut up, get lost. Okay. Grab a mid-ether, and we'll go down here. I didn't realize you could talk to that guy before. That's actually kind of funny. I'm going to cyclone him, and I'm going to have her ice him. Put him on ice. Oh. Mountains are nice. This is life. Mountains are nice. Man, you're nosy. Take this. And we got a magic tab from him. So yeah, if you talk to that guy like 3 or 4 times, and then after that all he says is mountains are nice. I've not found out if there's any other thing that this guy gives you, so if there is, just let me know in the comments. Because I've played this a ton of times. But at one time I actually sat there and like did it like 20 times, and I could never get him to say anything else other than just mountains are nice. So this chapter is called Teta and the Frog. So yeah, I've never found that he has anything else in there. So yeah, if there is something, if you want to let me know, go for it, because I've never found anything else. And there was a little glint over here, and there's a speed tab, so I just happened to notice that right off, and I don't know that I've ever gotten that speed tab before. So now, the funny thing is, we're on the other side of the mountains, where we were before. Shelter. Okay, so, let me see. Nope, these are all goblins, so we can just attack them. We don't need to waste our MP on these guys. We can just attack them. They're weak. And we'll be getting weapon upgrades for people here pretty soon. We've just got to go through this particular area and fight the boss at the end of this area. And then once we do, we will be... Oh, yay! We learned... Oh, yeah, fire sword. Sweet! Ice sword. Nice. Alright. Hey! Little punk. How dare you? Yeah, so this was the other side of where we were. So we came up that way, and I was telling you that we would come back here later in the game. I'm the wind. Whoosh! Alright, So, yeah, that little hit. Yeah. Actually, I think that was from the other one. Stop! Are you here for the Masamune? Yes. Thought so. Wait a second, okay? Oh, big brother. Where are you, Masa? What is it, Mune? Not again. So, you want to get a name for yourself by grabbing the Masamune. What a buffoon. Humans are so silly. It's how you use the sword that's important, not who owns it. You can't even understand something as simple as that. That's why you're human. What should we do? The usual. Test them. You can entertain us for a while. Alright, here we go. Whoosh. For boss time. Actually, I should be using the new technique. So Napalm is kind of like the Chrono's Cyclone, in that it does damage to an area, so it has an area of effect. So basically, you just want to, in this fight, you just want to pick one of the brothers. It doesn't matter if it's Masa or Mune. You just want to pick one of the brothers and then attack them. Okay. So if you damage them enough times, and they have this kind of cyclonic attack that they do that does damage. Or it inflicts chaos, sorry. And so what you want to do is okay. So what we want to do is, oh, never mind. They took the chaos status element away. I'm going to cure Chrono though. I'm going to keep his hit points high. Now you'll see the spin cut. And that's what the spin cut does. You'll see me use that one. So yeah, it says apart, Masamune are powerless. That's what you want to do. So you just want to concentrate on one of them. Hey, they're pretty tough. Only Cyrus made it this far. What should we do? This time, it's for real. Alright, this is it. Yeah, we mean business. With Masa's bravery and Mune's knowledge, two become one. Now we get to fight a real boss. Welcome to Masa and Mune. Spin cut. I'm going to Antipode. And then afterwards I'm going to have Marley cure, or Marl cure. Ow. But that's alright. That's why I put the silver stud on. Well, if you keep doing that, you little punk. Jeez. Okay, so if you remember that guy's thing where he says energy whirls dissipate when you use the slash attack, and I said that would become important later on in the story, that's what you do. Tornado energy has been neutralized. Otherwise, he does a tornado attack that hits everyone. And it hurts. So you don't want him to do that. So every time it says storing tornado energy, you have Chrono immediately use his slash attack. Ow. So Chrono's thing in here is he spends a lot of time as kind of a healer in this battle, mostly because the antipode attack does a lot of damage to Masamune. So I just use him as kind of the surrogate healer for this battle. Ooh, dang, she took damage. So I might have to do this. Combination. I might have her cure, and I think I'll have her napalm. There we go. Because this will still do a fair bit of damage to him. So this is actually one of the first, like, true bosses in the game. Okay. Slash and antipode. I was actually going to have Chrono throw an ether on himself, but because he started storing his tornado energy, I'm like, no. Alright, item. I'm going to have him throw an ether. I'm going to have her cure, because she's getting kind of low. And napalm. Okay. So, he's almost dead. He's got a fair bit of HP for this early in the game. But, yeah, as long as you can just continually pour on the damage, I think he's got about 4,000, 5,000 hit points, which, for this early in the game, is a lot. There he goes. Yes. That got him. And just about in time, too. Got 500 experience points, 10 tech points. Models level up. They beat us, big brother. That was fun. Will they fix us? Will they find us an owner? Yeah, it'll be alright. So now we come up and touch the sword. So this is the Masamune. But it looks like it's been broken for ages. We got the broken Masamune. Allow me. We'll ride the wind to the base of the mountain. Good luck to you. So, we now have the broken sword of legend. Don't know how we're going to defeat Magus with that. Well, let's go tell Frog what we did. Yo, man. What's up? Here, I can do not. Okay, so we're not supposed to do that just yet. Oh wait, that's right. I don't remember what we're supposed to do. One little important story point I forgot. So this slight detour is going to take not that long. So what we have to do is, I forgot about this. We have to come down here to Dada's house. I'm sorry, everyone. Some frog guy dropped this in a cafe. I thought I'd sell it, but then everyone started calling me a hero. I couldn't bear to get rid of it. The dad's like, jaw hits the floor. I just can't fake it any longer. I'm no hero. I'm so ashamed. Here, please take this. Tada's father, scoundrel. I knew this was a sham. Listen to you. Who's going around telling everyone that you raised a hero, huh? How could I have fallen for that? For my dear departed wife's sake, I vow to keep my feet on the ground. So, and now if we come up and talk to little grandpa, he goes, oh, my grandson, he secretly told me my next goal is to command the super legendary spaceship XRRX. Oh, grandpa, yeah, you think he has such lofty goals. Alright, now that we have that, let's go back. Alright. Oh, ah! Dad, burn it. Thought I could sneak past that guy. Alright, I'm gonna lightning that guy. Because I need to get rid of these guys quickly. Kind of running out of time. Come on. How does fire hurt ice this guy? Woo! We talked to Frog. Thee hath returned the hero medal. Aye, then thou hast seen the lad. Yet there's nary a thing I canst do against Magus. The legendary Masamune is required to fight Magus, and I've no right to wield it. Please leave now. So before we couldn't get into this chest, now we can. A broken sword. It's part of the Masamune. It's engraved with archaic letters. I think I can read it. M-E-L-C-H-I-O-R. Melchior? That guy in Medina Village? What does this mean, Chrono? Nary a soul remains to mendeth the Masamune. Oh, you forget. We're not ordinary travelers. Oh, yeah. Stop it, you dog. Stop it, you dog. Stop it, you dog. Stop it, you dog. I don't even know what he does. I do not know what that guy does. We'll be seeing more of those guys a little later on in the game. Okay. So, let me get back up here to the canyon, and then I'll stop it. And we're running a little bit over 30 minutes. So, next time on Let's Play Chrono Trigger, let me just shelter here. Can we find someone to mend the Masamune? And what will happen when we do? Find out next time on Let's Play Chrono Trigger. This is Russ from Russ Plays Games, signing off.